Welcome to my YouTube page. I'm Donisha Elisma, Christian life and business coach.
I've had enough of them bad days, them dark clouds getting in the way.
So I help high achieving women entrepreneurs over 40 transform chaotic businesses into structured and multiple six-figure enterprises through strategic structure, elevated authority, and profitable launch events. Today's topic, I'm going to be talking to you about how to monetize, launch your event for your business. So one of the things that I did going from 0 to 100K in the beginning, the very beginning of my business, I did an event to launch my business. And it was extremely successful. It put me on the map. It put me on the radar of people that did not know that I was opening, that I was going to be putting on an event, and I was going to be displaying my services. So I have my notes here, and I'm going to tell you 5 things that I did, 5 things you should do to launch your business, do some type of event in order to get your business name and out there so that you can have the exposure that you need to go from 0 to $100,000. Okay, so I started with the business launch. One of the first things that I did is I wanted to get the word out, and I wanted to invite everyone, but we'll get to that in a minute. The first thing you need to decide is what type of event you want. Do you want this event to be an in-person event, or do you want it to be a virtual event? You can do either or. There are pros and cons to both of them, but there's no right or wrong whether you choose either or. It just kind of depends on if you have a budget, if you have the funds to do an in-person event. However, if you do not have the funds to do an in-person event, I would tell you to consider doing a virtual launch for your business. And there are ways that you can do that and actually monetize from a virtual launch. But today we're going to be talking about an actual in-person event. So you, number one, want to decide whether you want it to be virtual or in person. Number two, the thing that I recommend you to do from there is once you figure out if you want it to be in person or virtual, I advise you to kind of set a theme for your event. Plan out what type of vibe you want your guests to experience. Is it upscale? Is it going to be comfortable, laid back? Are you going to have music at this event? Are people going to be networking as well? Are they just going to be purchasing items? Are you going to be displaying some of your services? So there are a lot of different factors that can make and break an event. But if you set a theme and you strategically plan on what you want to accomplish, what you want your guests to feel, how you want them to feel the time that they walk through the door. Actually, the start of it is when you actually start promoting the event. How you want them to feel from there, that sets the tone for the whole event. Okay, so setting a theme sometimes makes it a lot easier because you can kind of key in on the focus of the details when you do have a theme. I personally love in-person events. Like I said before, it gives you more of, just that human interaction, that human contact. People can kind of pick up on your vibe. You can pick up on their vibe. You're inviting them into your space so they get to see what your space looks like. They get to see what it feels like. How is it going to feel if I come for a service for them, or if I have a consultation with them? What type of vibe is it going to be? Are you guys going to fit? Because if you're talking about working with someone, long-term basis, you want to make sure that you connect in a certain way, and they want to make sure that they connect with you. So inviting them into your space. Are you going to have food? Is it going to be a whole lot, quote unquote buffet, or are you just going to do appetizers, appetizers, or are you just going to do refreshments? Is it just going to be water? Are you just going to provide them with, just something to drink? Are you going to just do away with the food all by yourself? So these are the type of decisions that you need to make that will basically it'll set your launch party or your grand opening or your open house apart. However, these are some of the things that are necessary in order for you to have a successful event. Number 3 is going to be, make sure you have a proper system that flows from the beginning of the planning of the event to the end and post follow up from the event. So in the beginning, you want to make sure that they have a seamless process of how to purchase tickets from you, if you're selling tickets, or if it's free, are you making sure that it's free? One of the things that, if you're going to do free, and sometimes people just don't value free. However, if you're going to do an event and it is free for them to attend, which honestly, if you're doing like a grand opening, I recommend that it is free for those guests to attend. Then one of the ways that you can kind of keep track of the guests that are planning on coming is you can offer them to RSVP, and if they RSVP, they get a little something. I think for my first business, when I did the grand opening, if they RSVP, they got a little gift bag, a swag bag, and I filled the swag bag up with different items that I offer from my business. That way, they're already getting a sample of what I offer, and it causes them later on to want to connect back with me and say, hey, I tried this item that was in the swag bag. I would love to order more of it. How do I do that? So there are different ways that you can actually even monetize from the event, even if it's free. However, I do recommend that you allow them to RSVP. It helps you to keep account of how many people are going to attend. It helps you to know how much food to buy, how many gift bags, to prepare. If you're going to give little favors or different items, maybe you have branded keychains or t-shirts or pens and different things like that, notebooks. But it allows you to just kind of keep track. The other way that it's helpful for you is the fact that you're collecting their information. You're collecting their email address, their telephone number, their name, so that you can constantly keep in contact with them. If you're running any promotions, you're running any specials or anything like that, it allows you to be able to connect with them. Let them know kind of what's going on. If you have a newsletter, they're able to be on your email list to receive the newsletter, so that they can stay in the know of what's going on with you. They'll always be connected in some way because you have their information. The fourth thing is to invite everyone. Literally, you should be obsessed with your own business. You should be excited. Invite everyone. Go to the neighboring businesses, pass out information, draw them in. You can contact the news outlets, contact the newspaper, your mayor, the Chamber of Commerce, all of those. A lot of the Chamber of Commerces, they love to support new businesses. They'll come out, they'll support, they'll tell everyone. Sometimes they'll even announce your information in their publications, whether it be social media or if they have some type of written information that they pass out to their businesses. So making sure that you connect with everyone, different Facebook groups that you're in, social media platforms. You want to spread the word, networking groups that you're involved in. You just want to make sure that you're getting the word out there to as many people as possible. The more you get the word out, the better chances you have of it being a great show for your event. They say that there's typically like a 20% no-show. So you want to make sure that you're getting the word out. You're getting the word out the best that you can. Okay. The last thing I'm going to say in regards to making sure that you have a successful event, these are things that took me from 0 to 100K. Okay. It took me from 0 to 100K. Now, the last thing, number 5, is you want to make sure that you make money from the event. Yes, sure, it may be a free event, but the whole idea is you're starting this business, you're putting this business out there, so you want to make sure that you monetize from it. You actually get some money from it. So there are a ton of different ways that you can do that. You can introduce some of the services that you offer. You can actually do a display of some of the services. You can, set it up to where people are able to talk to you about, if you're a coach and you provide coaching programs, you can talk and display your coaching programs. So that way, those that are interested, you can sell right there on the spot. If you have a coaching program, for a couple $1,000s, I mean, wouldn't that be worth it for them to come out? And even if you just got one person at that point, however, that's money that you've monetized from that event. If you have products, you can put your products on display. You can, there are a ton of ways that you can monetize the event. You can do, I think the first event that I did VIP networking. I also was able to get sponsors to actually sponsor my grand opening. I had sponsors to sponsor my grand opening. So I just want to encourage you and let you know that all of these things are doable when it comes to going from 0 to 100,000 and launching events to help you get there. I also want to let you know I am the creator and founder of the Six Figure CEO Authority Accelerator Program. And in my program, I teach business owners how to organize, structure their business, build brand awareness. And in my program, we actually focus on planning your either launch event or an event that we're going to relaunch your business, and you actually monetize in my program. So before you even complete my program, you bring money back to your event. So if this is something that you're interested in and you want to find out more about the Six Figure CEO Authority Accelerator Program, then click the link below. Our next cohort starts in May. So now is the perfect time for you to get all of the information, get set up. By the end of the 8 weeks, you will have monetized from an event that you have launched for your business. I know you have to be tired and being stuck, not getting the clientele that you desire. If you are getting clientele, it's not the premium clients that you desire. You're just not moving forth in your business. It's not structured the way you want. Maybe you're not getting the exposure that you want. Well, that's what the Six Figure CEO Authority Accelerator Program does. It helps you to get the exposure for your business, to launch your event and monetize from it. If you haven't done so already, I want to go ahead and encourage you to like, share, and subscribe to this page. Turn on the bell notifications. I will make sure that I am posting continuous content on how to build your business from zero, from the ground up. We're taking you to a minimum of 6 and multiple 6 figures in your business. So I hope you've enjoyed and you've taken away something that I was able to give you today, talking about different events that you can launch, whether it is a new launch or a relaunch for your business. It's surely a way to take you from 0 to 100K. Until next time.